The story isn't rags to riches, because that's such a limited, not true story. Because once I got all the riches, there's still something missing.
Born in 92 on the block with the Sharks. Come from a different cloth, y'all would get ripped apart. You want it diamond, then you gotta get it in the dark. We dropping nuggets like Carmelo went to Rucker Park. Now we eating from state to state, we scrape the plate. I put my eggs in a basket, took a leap of faith. I took a chance, now we grow and see the impact. Decoding success with special guests, now let's bring Matt.
Suzy, super grateful you're here. And the first question I have for you is, do you feel like we have to hit the low points in life to truly experience the highs? And this question is influenced by what you have experienced. And correct me if I'm wrong here. I'm just going off the top of the head. Mm-hmm. Divorced, married, divorced.
A few times,
but by 21 years old.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Married, bankrupt, and divorced.
Bankrupt and divorced by 21.
And suicide attempt.
Is that also at 21?
Yes.
Furthermore, second divorce, second bankruptcy?
Yes.
A couple of things have happened.
Yes.
Do you feel like we have to hit those lows to fully experience the highs in life?
Yes, but.
Okay, talk to me about the but.
Yeah, so yes, if you want to go to a new level, you have to do that because you have to clear what doesn't work anymore. So the but is if you are living within resonance, and if you're not overriding and not making compromises, and if you're totally in flow, no, you don't have to. Mm-hmm. But if you do, what happens is a series of overrides. That's when, you know, as a matter of fact, I'm just got through living through, this is the first time I've talked about this publicly, the hardest time in my life. Like, I'm not joking.
Fresh out of it.
Yeah, I'm just now resurfacing. And that was a result of some pretty major compromises that I made. And I teach this, okay? So it's just something we do. What I find is we compromise, I'll speak for myself, I compromise when I want something, okay? So I'll kind of ignore the red flags or the signals. I'll be like, it'll be okay because I could really get X, Y, Z, right? So what happens is, you know, I go through a series in my life and I'm like, yeah, but this is really good, this part, even though I know my spirit is saying this. And that's one thing I've really been able to distill from this period is, are you making the decision from your body, your soul, or your spirit? Because we have all three, right? Yeah. We are a spirit, we have a soul, and we live in a body. Most of us are living within our soul, right? It's thoughts, feelings, emotions. And I studied body intelligence for 20 years. I was like, trust your gut. I'm not preaching that anymore.
Interesting.
Because the body is a reservoir of all the things that's happened in the soul. My spirit, what I connect and commune with God, right? Source, whatever, you know, is your choice. That is where I now choose to live and lead, because my spirit says, uh-oh, you better watch out. Yeah. But man, my soul's like thoughts, feelings, and desires like, ooh, but this feels good. And my body's like, yes, right? Yeah. These are all the worldly desires, whatever. So what I found is I taught living from the soul and from the body for 20 years. And now I'm teaching something different. It's like, hold on. There's a spirit here that we need to connect with. And that's the one that really knows the truth.
That's so interesting. By the way, I would have never took you for a woman that walked in today as someone that's coming out of a dark period in her life.
The hardest period of my life.
That's so interesting because you walked in glowing, you walked in happy, you walked in like, I'm assuming that's a muscle you've built to be able to bounce back, and you have that resilience?
Well, yes. And I've kept myself in a hole for about 9 months, you know, just really not making a lot of public appearances. Yeah. I don't know if it's Carl Jung or Joseph Campbell. I think it's Joseph Campbell that says, when you're falling, dive. Is that Joseph Campbell?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's one of those. Pretty sure it's Joseph Campbell. But it's that. It's like, if I'm going down, I'm going to go down. Yeah. Because, man, there's gold down there. You know what I'm saying? So I just went down hard. But also the muscle I've built is what I know is when I go down, the up, there's something there. So I'm going to make sure I grab as much gold down there as I can. I'm talking, I have cleared people, everything from my life. You wouldn't even believe it in the past 9 months. Anything that even sniffed of a possible compromise is gone. Yeah. Because I knew once I come back up, all of that stuff drags you down and you can't come back up. Yeah. So that's the thing. So yes, and.
How do you embrace the downs? Like the way that you talk about the down, like those periods of not being on the up and up, right? Like how do you get to a place where you embrace that? And it almost sounds like we should, to an extent, seek it.
Yes. I don't know if you should seek it, but if you're going, you should be present and feel what you need to feel, process what you need to process, do what you need to do, because that's the job at hand. Okay? It's like everything has seasons, right? You know, we have, you know, fall, spring, winter, and summer, right? It's like, well, hold on, what's winter? Yeah. Winter is that, right? And it's like, I'm depressed. I'm sad. Man, I got some grieving to do. I'm losing a lot here. Okay, let me grieve. Let me fully grieve. My mentor, Gay Hendricks, says that a feeling, no matter how big the trauma is, that a feeling fully felt, no matter how horrific, will never last more than a few minutes. It's just we don't allow ourselves to feel, right? So most people, like right now, you know, I'm going through a divorce. I literally almost lost the company. People don't know this. I had to fire all my executives. I had to come back in and take back over. I mean, I'm talking January and February, laying in my bed, just shaking at night. Yeah. Going, everything I've built is going. Everything that I've done is going away. And what that did was really have me where I'm courageous. Not saying you can call any of my friends or coaches, you know, I would call being like, I'm not good, right? Yeah. So it's not like I wore a happy face. Like it was horrific. But what I knew was that if I can keep moving and if this is the fear I need to face, can I just pray? And that's me. It's brought me closer to my faith in God. Right? It's like literally, if I'm going to lose everything, God, then, man, I'm trusting you, okay? And that was the leap that I took from being so far down.
See, but the reason why I asked that first question about do we have to hit that low to really experience the highs is because it seems as if, and I'm speaking from an outsider's perspective, so correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems as if you have experienced losing everything, whether it be the relationship, whether it be the money, right? Like whatever it may be. Do you still fear losing it all in this situation?
No, because that's not all.
There you go. I do.
That's what happens is when I'm grasping onto something, I think that's all, then that's when I'm afraid to lose it. It's like what I know is I know what all is. All is my relationship to God. You know, and that's it. And can I have trust? And I'll tell you some fruits that I came out that this is new to the world. I've never even spoken this. I'm writing about it right now. But I was in this class and it was like a restoration after betrayal class. And this woman said, we tell ourselves a lie when we're young and we spend the rest of our lives defending that lie. And that's usually an accusation against God. I was like, what? Like mic drop moment. There goes 30 years of therapy. Like I've been over here trying to figure out if it was my abusive stepfather when really I'm pissed at God, man. Yeah. It's like, oh my gosh, do you see? Yeah. So I got to really get down and go, God, I have a problem with you, man. I think you abandoned me. I think you betrayed me. So what happens, the defending the lie part is that's what I now believe is manifestation. I'm pissed at you, God. I think you're going to leave me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to attract someone and I'm going to be with someone to defend that accusation I have against you just to prove that that's what you do. Isn't that radical?
That is. That is. I'm really impressed that even all that you've been through, early 20s and beyond, that you can sit here and have a strong relationship with God? Because I think I've heard you say in past interviews, like you've been in seasons of victim and so on and so forth, and you're sharing a little bit about it now, but like from personal experience, I grew up Catholic, and sometimes I've went through dark seasons of my life and I'm like, dude, like, why?
Yeah.
Right? But like to hear that you have this strong connection to source, God, whatever anyone may believe these days, like that's a really beautiful thing in itself. Right?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think that's all we're doing here, honestly. It's like, what else are we doing? I mean, I think that's the whole, I do believe whether you're looking at being from an indigenous culture that talks about our connection to spirit, to earth, the reason religion, I'm anti-religious, by the way. I don't really believe in religion per se, but because I think there's a lot of control and dogma there. But I do believe that we are getting further from, and the more disconnected we are from source, whatever you call that, is a huge area of discontent.
Yeah.
It's like what I know is the money's not going to get it for you. The relationship's not going to get it. I know that. Trust me.
You've lived that.
I've tried. I've lived it. I've tried, and it's not it. It's not it. I can tell you. And then it's like, okay, what is it? And that's the only thing I think we're doing here. So it was really funny when I actually put on the Instagram earlier, it's like, we're going to talk about decoding success. I said, but I need to ask each listener, what do you consider as success?
That's big.
Right?
Would you have considered success money in the past?
100%. Dude, I've chased it and sought it and sold out for it, and at horrendous levels, and made it.
Yeah.
And then when I got
part,
it,
right?
when the Forbes article came out, I laid on the floor and cried for 4 hours. Yeah. I didn't even know I was in a race. It's like I woke up to like, what are you doing? Yeah. And that put me in a hotel spin of, okay, I'm here. I turned down the Netflix series, the books. I turned down all of that because I was like, this isn't the story. I don't know what the story is, but what I'm clear is this is not the story. Yeah. The story isn't rags to riches because that's such a limited, not true story. Because once I got all the riches, there's still something missing. Yeah. Right?
What was missing in that sense? Hey, everyone. Pausing this episode to share something with you. In a world of hyper-competitiveness, I think the best quote that I can share with you is that there is no one in the world youer than you, and that is truer than true, which is exactly why I wanted to share with you today about Brand Builders Group. It's an organization I've been working with over the last few months. It is absolutely incredible, and today I am sharing with you the opportunity to hop on a free brand call with a brand strategist to help you break through the wall of obscurity. We are in a hyper-competitive space at the moment, whether it be on social or with your podcast or with your blog or with your books or getting on stage. No matter what your endeavor is, this is an opportunity for you to hop on a free strategy call with someone from the team to be able to help you navigate the waters of making sure that you are breaking through the wall and taking advantage of all of the opportunities that you most definitely deserve. Again, there is no one in the world newer than you. So no matter what the problem is that you solve, there might be other people that are out there that also solve the same problem, but there is a strategy that can be placed into your initiatives that will help you break through that wall with speed. So I want to share this with you. It is freebrandcall.com/Matt Labrie. That is going to be in the show notes of this episode, whether you're tuned in from audio or through YouTube, whatever it is, freebrandcall.com/Matt Labrie.
My connection to God. Yeah. I was doing it for the wrong reasons. It's different if I'm building it to further that initiative, or am I doing it for my own vanity? Yeah. I even told one of my friends once, when I turned down a Netflix series, I said, I wish I could sell the rights to Suzy Batiz so I can live my life. And she said, do you hear what you just said? Because it became such a thing. Yeah. Oh, I have to live up to being Suzy Batiz. Success, I've got to. And then there's another chase, right? It's like, what?
Yeah. But you don't think money's a bad thing?
No, I think it's our God-given right. It's abundance. Ask any tree.
Yeah.
A tree's not going to tell you shouldn't have leaves. You know, it loses it and then it gets it all back. And then, it's the attachment to it.
Yeah.
And I do believe that, like, even in the Bible, it's not, the reason it's hard, I think, for a rich man, in those quotes, and trust me, I don't know it well, but to go to heaven is because of the attachment, right? And that's it, the love of it.
Well, if you could talk to Suzy that was in such like this dire pursuit of money, like what is it that you would communicate to her? Because by the way, you would also be speaking to a younger version of myself. So I'm here to be selfish a little.
Yeah. I think I would tell her that you're going to believe you're doing it for the money, but that's not actually the truth. That money is something... This is really kind of funny. Kind of like cocaine. I did cocaine I did cocaine 3 months early before I was 20, I think. And I was like, this ain't going to end up well. I had enough foresight, right, to be able to go, this is not going to be good. But I think that what happens is you get some, and the more you think that that's what it is, the more you want, or the more I wanted. Let's just say that. And it's like, I was wondering why this carrot kept going. It's like, oh, okay, my company did $1 million the first year. Well, now we got to do 2. And now we got to do 3. And now we got to 4. And now we got to do 100 million. But 100 million is not good. We got to do 200 million. We have to, and it's like, and I'm like, where is this carrot? And when does it stop?
But is it bad that the carrot kept moving? Because like goals aren't a bad thing. I guess your reply is going to be depending on the intention of the carrot continuously moving. Yeah,
I do believe in growth. I believe if something's not growing, that it is not healthy, right? Our cells within our body need to grow. A dead cell is cancer, right? It's like things, I think growth is a natural part of life. And am I focused on just the growth, or am I focused on the health, right? And there are times in my past when I was focused on just growth over the health.
Yeah, I get that. I definitely get that. By the way, we've had Gay Hendricks on the show twice.
Really?
I love him.
Oh, he's so good. I need to call him.
He is fantastic. I'm so glad you brought his name up, and I'm just like, man, I miss that man. He was absolutely fantastic.
One of the most beautiful humans I've ever met. And the reason I chose him as a mentor, he's the only mentor I've ever had, was because he was the only person that has everything that I thought I wanted. Because he's actually really good in business. He's the most spiritually connected. He's the most, mentally sound. I wanted all that, you know? It's like, I don't want just a bunch of money.
Yeah.
That's the reason I don't have like a rich person or, super multi-billionaire as a mentor.
Yeah.
That's not
well-roundedness.
That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah.
Were you chasing or pursuing the money to potentially heal pain? Maybe you didn't know it at the time, but did you think ever like, hey, if I get this money, it's going to alleviate something that I was feeling, whether you knew you were feeling it or not?
Yeah, I don't know if it was yes, I think it was to not face.
To not face what you were experiencing.
Not face that disconnection that I had. It's like if I fill it with something else, then I won't have to really face that.
Yeah. It's interesting because I know, like, 32, when I look back at myself in late teens, early 20 years, I feel a lot of, and that's why I feel so connected to this topic, and I really appreciate you sharing vulnerably. But I know that at that point, my mother was battling cancer. I never faced any of the crap that I went through. I've been arrested and all of these things and just never cared to face it. Didn't know to face it, really. Right? To me, money was the solution.
Yeah.
And that's why I love talking about this with you, because it almost feels like you viewed it in that way too.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. For sure. I had a friend call me, and she's recently single, and she's like, I want to be a billionaire. And I'm like, why do you want to be a billionaire? And she's like, because I want freedom. And I'm like, well, that's a myth. When you're a billionaire, doesn't mean you're going to be
Right.
free. As a matter of fact, the more money you have, the more responsibility. You have to figure out what to do with it. You have to keep people from wanting it.
Sure.
You know, you have to figure out how to invest it. You have to figure out how not to spend too much. Like, it's a whole thing,
Yeah.
right? So don't think that money is going to buy you freedom, because that's not true. Will it get you more things that you want? That maybe if you think freedom's going on a nicer vacation, yes, it can do that. But just make sure that what you actually want is what you get, because when you get there and get the $1 billion for freedom, you're not going to have that. I can promise you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then she was like, oh, and I said, what do you want? And then she started going down to what she really wanted. And I'm like, well, how about you just focus on that? And when you focus on that, the natural way abundance works, my experience in the universe, is that's when abundance comes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. What do you feel like was the thing that truly contributed to a reconnection or the bolstering of your relationship with God? Like, was there one particular thing, or was it a series of things?
Well, I've always had I think my resilience came in always mostly trusting God, right? But, okay, so in background, I trusted God. But in foreground, in my soul and body level, I've got to control all this, and I got a lot to do, because I'm kind of not really sure on this level if I trust you, right?
Yeah.
So that's where all the hustling came in. It's like, God, I got to provide. I got to, it's that desperation, because I really don't trust you. And honestly, I got to tell you, I've never written my book. I've turned down so many publishers because I didn't know what the story was. And literally my hardest moment, and the details will be in the book, but I was in the sauna and I heard God say, start writing from this place. And I was like, oh my gosh. I thought I didn't know how the story ended.
Yeah.
I didn't even know how it began, right? So right now, this thing I just went through is the thing that brought me to my knees, brought me to my belly, brought me to the place of where I had to go. You got two choices. You're either going to trust God or you're not. What are you willing to live with here? And I was like, man, so I had to have it out.
Yeah.
And I'm talking had it out with God. I was like Job in the Bible. I don't know if people know about that, but you read Job and you think all about the suffering, but no, Job had it out with him.
Yeah.
Like, why, God? I don't know if I trust you. I don't know. I'm pissed. I'm blah, blah, blah. I got to do all that.
Yeah. I love what you're sharing. Like, in the background, there was a sense of you that did trust God.
Yes.
But it wasn't a 100% trust, because on the surface you were trying to maybe control.
It was like a 10% trust. It's
Right.
like, you're my backup plan.
Yeah.
I know you got me,
Yeah.
but man, I'm going to hustle just to make sure.
Yeah.
I'm my safety net.
Yeah.
Right?
I resonate with that so much so, across my chest, I won't show you because we're on camera, I have "In God I Trust."
Wow.
And I got that at 17 years old. My intention for it was because I was playing basketball at a nationally ranked program and all of the kids had tattoos. And I was like, Mom and Dad, I want a tattoo.
Yeah.
So I went and got a tattoo. And for whatever reason, that was the tattoo I chose.
Wow. That's profound.
Like, why? Right? Like, well, why do we do these things? It's mind blowing, but I really connect to that. Furthermore, I heard you share on an interview a quote that was essentially, you said, God has been money.
Yes.
Talk to me about what that means.
It means it was an idol. Any idol we have, recently my last marriage was an idol.
Yeah.
Right?
What do you mean by idol? I'm sorry.
Idol is something you worship. Worship.
Got it.
Worship
Okay.
meaning, if I don't know, it'd be really fun to look at the etymology of worship. But basically worship meaning, where do I put my focus, intention? What am I fixated on?
Yeah.
Right? And I had been fixated on money because I really thought it was going to get me something. Just like my friend that said, I want to be a billionaire. Nobody set me down and said, hold on, it's not going to get that. I'm like, it's not? Well, hold on. What am I doing then?
Yeah.
You know, that would have been a big redirect for me. Maybe, you know, I don't know. We get these lessons when we need them. But possibly it would have been a big redirect, you know?
Do you think we have to, like, do you think there needs to be reason for all the things that we experience? Right? Because when I heard you in that interview say, quote unquote, God has been money, the question I wrote or thought of was like, why did God put you down that path? But does there even need to be a reason for it?
I think those are rabbit holes we get into, you know?
Love that answer.
And those are, we're so programmed to be in the left brain, you know? It's like, if I can figure that out,
right.
You know, that's another rabbit hole, right?
Yeah.
And I often wonder, like, does it really matter?
So like distractions.
It's complete distractions. What I've realized, it's about present moment. You know, it's like, hold on, let me just be present right here, right now.
You come off so present.
Oh, well, thank you.
Like the eye contact, like everything. Like I just know that you're so here. Yeah. Which is really powerful, sharing like what you're experiencing business-wise with departures of executive team members and you having to step back in. Like, was that a muscle that you had to build to be able to not worry about what's happening maybe back home or with the business? And like, you're just here in this green velvet chair, like looking at me.
Yeah. I have a really funny thing. I think I talk about this in Live by West. It's called Where's the War? Okay. And I remember this was like 20 years ago. I was one of those early people going down to Peru doing ayahuasca, right? So we're in this little cafe and there's this TV and it has this war scene. Yeah. And my husband at the time says, look at the war. And I look around the room and I'm like, where's the war? He goes, what are you talking about? It's right there. And I was like, yeah, but where's the war? And he's like, he was getting really angry at me, you know? But I really was like, I see what you're talking about, but my actual experience is there's no war, right? And I'm not saying it doesn't happen. What I'm saying is, in my particular experience, there is no war right now. So why am I so fixated on war? You know, what I can do is I can influence this moment with this person right here where I am. And why are we talking about war?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's...
How do you accept that someone views things differently, right? Like, I think, you know, my mind instantly goes to people can deny your reality, right? It doesn't sound like that's what you did in that situation, right? Like you accepted that someone was having a different experience. How do you get to that place of accepting it?
Well, I'll tell you another thing happened. Our company grew 735% during the actual recession, 2008 to 2010. And again, I would go to market and people were like, the economy is so bad, you know, Chicken Little, the sky's falling. And I'd be like, my reality is I'm abundant. And they would just look at me like I had four heads. But it really was true. My bank account was growing. So I wasn't in denial. You know, my husband and I at the time worked close to each other, so we'd drive to work together. And he'd be like, look, that business is closing. Like, you got to be scared, right? And I was like, I see what you're talking about, but my reality is I'm abundant. Yeah. You know, so it's really like they were the ones living in the false reality because reality is my bank account was growing. It grew by 738%. Now, I think where we get in trouble is the whole secret thing, you know, the manifestation, almost at home and, you know, oh, the reality is I'm abundant. Well, no, you're not. Okay, you can't pay your bills. That's when you got to take some action and get your butt up and go to work. Right?
You can curse if you want.
Okay, get your ass up and go to work. And one of my friends, Yana, just posted, she had sent out this thing going, I'm going to file bankruptcy. I got $70,000 in debt. Gay told me to, you know, paint it red, let everyone know. I called her. I'm like, girl, you are not going to file bankruptcy for $70,000. She goes, what? And I go, get your ass to work.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, it kind of woke her up out of this trance, you know. But again, that was my actual reality. So it's like, what is reality? And can I face reality? And that's what I think, that's what I didn't face in my second bankruptcy, is the account was going the opposite direction, but I kept going, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. It's going to be fine. No, it's actually not.
Yeah.
Do you see?
I do. Yeah. I think it's like sitting here with you now, it's interesting, like hearing you reflect back on those past experiences, because I mean, the first thing I want to ask in regards to your mindset of it's going to be okay, at what point do you find the balance of being positive and also being realistic in that situation, where it's like, the truth is it was okay because you're alive, you're still here, right? Like there is truth to that. But the other truth is like, hey, the bank account was going down. You need to get your butt up and get moving.
Yes.
How do you find the balance between those two?
That is something probably every leader struggles with.
Okay.
You know, and recently, as I was just guiding my company through this, you know, because I took over the company and it was in not a great shape. I really would sit and I would be like, okay, how does a leader in the middle of a hurricane and they're running a ship, how do they keep everyone positive while they're thinking, oh shit, we might die, right? Yeah. That was literally what I was going through myself, going, okay, how do I do that? And it's like, okay, the one thing I know to do, face reality. So I got up in front of my company and I was like, there's some major problems. And I actually took them through a figure outer muscle workshop. That's what I call it.
I love that name.
Yes. What I always say, all you need is a strong figure outer muscle, right? So that's the resilience. So I took them through, anyway, we can talk about it if we want. But anyway, it was a workshop I took everybody through to identify every single problem they thought contributed to that.
Okay.
Then I had them narrow it down in groups and choose the problem they thought could move the needle fastest with the resources we had and create the biggest change. Yeah. And they did, right? So it's going, we're in trouble, face the truth. That's the truth. Yeah. Some problems contributed to that. If we can figure out what problems contributed, it's like if you go into the hospital and, you know, your stomach hurts, they're going to go through and try to diagnose what's wrong so they can give you the medicine to fix the problem. Yeah. That's the same thing in business. It was like, we're kind of screwed. There's some problems that contributed to this, but we can identify them. And once we identify them, then we can find solutions, and then therefore we can get out. That's it.
That's it.
Process.
Did you feel resistance having to go back to leading the team? Like, it seems as if, not that you necessarily graduated from that phase of life or that season of life, but did you feel like you were moving backwards by any chance?
Yes.
You did?
Yes, but no longer.
Okay.
So, of course, at first, I was just, again, God, what is happening?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, I was moving to Hawaii. What do you mean I'm back here? Yeah. So I kicked and screamed and fought. And what is so perfect now is it's such a reclamation. I just led the company out of the biggest transition that it's ever been through, or my team, you know.
That's powerful.
Under my leadership led that. And it was just kind of this moment of the Dorothy and Wizard of Oz. I did it with all of our current team members, no outside experts. Yeah. There's no experts. No experts in the building. And that's what I tell them all the time. You guys did it. Yeah. There's no experts anymore. I brought in all the experts over the years, and it was just never worked. We had it all along, you know? So it's been this amazing reclamation now. And I wouldn't have done any differently. But again, that's why surrender. Yeah. Right? It's like, this is happening.
Yeah. I think one thing I'm taking away from that is, you know, we could seek answers outside of ourselves all the time. The books, the therapy, the coaching, whatever it may be. But it sounds like from a business perspective, you're like, guys and gals, we have the answers within this room or within these four walls.
You always have it.
Yeah. Is that something you live by both in business and personal? Because it seems like you are a lifelong learner. You love having the mentor. You love taking the courses or programs or just learning in general. How do you know when to seek outside of self and then also turn inward and find the answer within?
Yeah. Such a great question. I normally don't have a coach or mentor these days for very long. Even if I do, I start
seasonal.
Yeah. And
Okay.
sometimes it's really short.
Yeah.
And then it flips really quickly. I'm like, hold on. I don't. So what I've come to is I don't think you need any outside coaches.
At all.
No. I mean, you know, maybe if you're a violin player and you want to, you know, you would need a teacher.
I would need a coach for that, I promise you.
Exactly. But as far as like, are there things you can learn? Yes. And I believe in learning.
Yeah.
I believe in learning. I believe in growing. Okay, this is the difference. How am I using that person? Are they an outside voice that I'm leaning on and they're getting me out of the tough spot? Or is it just an opinion? So for me, my ex-husband used to complain so much. He'd be like, why do you ask me what shoes to wear? Why? When you choose the wrong ones. I'm like, I just want your opinion. You know? Doesn't mean I'm going to do it. It's just, what do you think about this? So I think that's the reason I would have someone, and the reason I do have people that I do call is I go, what do you think about this? At the end of the day, I'm going to do what I feel is right. Inside myself. There is no expert outside me, I guarantee you, that knows what any better than what I know myself. I'm talking health. I'm talking any single level. There's just not. There can't be.
Yeah.
So what I'm really passionate about is us going through and building that muscle and believing that, especially when we're connected to spirit, we have a divine resource that's infinite, that knows more than us, that any answer in the universe, you know, Einstein said that. He used to, you know, wasn't him that would have a pencil and he would have a problem and he would take a nap, and when he woke up, he'd have the answer because he was connected to God. You know what I'm saying? He didn't say he had the answers. Yeah. He just said, if you don't believe it, you're kind of crazy. Like, there is a source that's out there. That's the only external source, and it's not even external, it's internal. Do you see? Yeah. So no, I don't believe there's an external source that will ever give you anything. Can they give you a tip? Yeah. Can they give you a trick? Yeah. But if it's not developing that, and it's not even about yourself, but that belief that you can access that information from a source within yourself, then I would run away from it.
Yeah. I found it interesting.
They're just billing.
Just billing. Yeah.
They're just billing.
Yeah. When you were in the sauna and you got that download and it was just like, hey, you know, right from this place, my mind went to, what would be your advice to someone that wants to be in a position where they have that connection and they know and can trust, like, hey, this message is coming from God? Like, what would be your advice for them to quiet the noise and actually be able to hear that?
Yeah, that's it. So quiet the noise.
Yeah.
The down is a version of quieting the noise. Do you see? We've overrode so much. Our life is so out of control that we have to crash it all, whether it's happening. Yeah, I don't know. I just believe it's the point of probably some sort of subconscious manifestation of, I can't do this anymore, so therefore I'm going to have to destroy everything, right? And again, am I asking a priest, or am I asking a psychologist, or asking, you know, there's different versions of the same thing. Yeah. But basically, my life's gotten so out of control. There's so much noise. I don't even know what to do. So I got to get rid of it all so that I can actually come back, regroup, and rehear. So I would say, it was a long answer to that, but reduce the noise. Reduce the noise. That is any kind of dissonance. And you've probably heard me talk about resonance and dissonance. Yeah. Dissonance is two energy waves together that are just a different speed and different wavelength. Not one's toxic, The ones what, you know, these buzzwords, you know, they're
great buzzwords.
They're toxic. It's like they're dissonance. Okay. What it means is we're not vibing, man. Yeah. Okay. And if we're not vibing, it's going to drain your energy. Because the thing with dissonance, it's not 1 + 1 = 0. It's 1 + 1 = -2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You actually have less energy in a state of dissonance than you had before. So it's almost this thing that happens. I've got so much dissonance in my life that something has to return me back to my original vibration. And I'm going to do whatever I have to do subconsciously to create that, right? Yeah. And that's usually leveling everything.
Yeah. You brought me back for a second. I wanted to ask this earlier in regards to the winter season, right? If you find yourself in spring, summer, and fall, spring, summer, fall, spring, summer, fall, and never being in winter, what would you do?
Usually those people are on Prozac. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
You know, I would get off that.
Yeah.
And I would try to winterize. I would try to winter myself.
Yeah.
Because there's such beauty in that season.
Yeah.
You know, there's definite things, there are things to gain. Now, you know, there's some people, you know, Gay, for example, he never has a winter. He lives his life at a very amazing, controlled. I've been more reckless and diving and all of that. And I think also he's just not so attached. So that's another thing. Are you attached to the process? You know, but he also does not override or compromise. Yeah. Pretty much ever. You know? So, and it's really funny. He told me, he's like, be careful when you teach things because you're going to get schooled. And I'm like, ooh. And then he's also told me mastery has sharp edges. Ooh. So be careful when you teach about trusting your gut and not compromising and overrides. Because
do you feel like that advice has been true?
100%. Yeah. That's what I just went through.
Yeah. Yeah.
I went through thinking I could trick the system. I couldn't. For example, when I was getting married, I go to walk down the aisle, wedding aisle, and the alarms in my house went off. It's just like, what? I mean, I could tell you, you'll see it in the book, but it's just, but I really, man, my thoughts, will, and emotions. Actually, what I just lived was the Garden of Eden.
That's interesting.
It is interesting. I've been looking at that. You know, it's like, hold on, what happened? God's like, oh, you have this wonderful place. Just don't do that, right? Yeah. Don't override. Don't compromise what I told you. Then here comes some temptation, right? And the temptation says this. And where I think the fall actually happened was the lack of accountability. I recently heard a preacher say, and it changed my life. You know, God comes down and says, hey, what happened? You know, we're naked. Who told you we're naked? Well, the woman, right? There goes the finger pointing. The woman that you made me, she made me eat the apple. And he goes to the woman, you know, Eve, what happened? Well, the serpent, right? Yeah. It's literally the finger pointing. What happens is when we constantly stay in victim or that finger pointing, there's no accountability and it keeps us in the fall. It keeps us disconnected, right? Once we can take accountability, like, shit, I did that, right? I overrode, man. Yeah. I knew better, but I did it. Then we get back into alignment and into connection.
But that's the human experience though, right?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, we know what we should do or shouldn't do, quote unquote, because that's just being human to an extent.
Well, it is. Or at least I like to say that. It is, but most people don't take accountability.
Of what they did. Correct, yeah.
No. Yeah, and then it's, you know, even in my main beef with Christianity that I had was, hold on, the devil made me do it. Jesus saved me, and I'm just this person in the middle. Yeah. Right? Yeah. I've often been like, hold on, like, where did you... And I believe that God gave us free will. Yeah. And with free will comes me saying, I did that.
Yeah. I love that. I love that.
True.
Yeah, for sure.
It's the only truth I've gained freedom from.
Yeah. I'm curious, what's a question you wish more people would ask you?
Oh, wow.
I don't say that to stump you,
Yeah.
but, kind of out of left field thing. I mean, we've talked about a lot from business to money to spirituality and psychotherapy and beyond.
I think more about the future and our responsibility.
As humans.
Yes.
Okay, talk to me about that.
Yeah. For example, I have people right now working with a quantum machine, and I'm really focused on how can I help elevate humanity through this new project that I have going on, right?
Okay.
I think if we were constantly worried about how do I leave this place better than I found it, and then the question would be, how are you planning on leaving the world better than you found it?
Okay.
And it's not with poopery, and it's not with a bunch of money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, what are you actually doing, and what are you contributing to humanity?
Do you feel like you have to be at, I probably already know your answer, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Like, hearing what you're sharing, do you feel like you have to be at a particular place in your life to be able to shift your focus to others? Like, do you feel like you have to take care of yourself first before you could do that?
No, that's the myth. Do you see? I mean, yes, take care of yourself. I think every human's responsibility is to provide for themselves.
Yeah.
Yes, that's through God, through whatever. But I don't believe you should, be couch surfing on all your friends' couches forever. There is a level of being a human where you have to be responsible for yourself. But then after that, I think that the problem that happened after the fall, let's just talk about the garden. And it's really funny. My speakeasy at my house is called The Garden. I've been obsessed with the Garden of Eden. And I know now why. But I believe that's because everything was so self-focused.
Yeah.
Do you see? Eve and Adam took their attention off God. The serpent is like, you'll open your eyes. You'll get to see this.
Yeah.
You. So I believe that the self-focus, it's why we have narcissism that's so prevalent.
Yeah.
It's really just a real insecurity that I'm not getting enough attention. Me. Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, I am not that big of a deal. It's like I'm over myself, man. It's like I'm not. It's like no, okay, I've done that, and like I said, I wanted to sell her, like get out of here, man. You're a lot.
Yeah.
It's like no, and I think that if we all, I just got a little emotional with that. I think if I had been raised and more secure in myself, that I would have been more responsible for humanity. And don't get me wrong, I am at a level, right? My products are all natural. I have values.
Yeah.
But I didn't particularly do it for humanity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I did it because, yes, I thought it needed to be out there. And, but, that's my shift. Yeah. And if we were to do that, if every person was focused on not, oh my God, we're all going to die. We're in the last days, whatever, different versions of that story. My daughter was telling me that Gen Zs have apathy because I'm like, why? And she's like, well, because of climate change and the way they just think there's nothing to live for. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Can you imagine having nothing to live for? And that's the problem. We've lost focus.
Yeah, without a doubt. I'm really curious because you mentioned the garden a few times, right? Speakeasy, the reference to the wedding, like so many things. I find it really interesting how there are like subtle reminders per se. Reminders might not be the best word, but I'll break it down from example. I never had the dream of being a podcaster. I've been doing this for 7 years.
Wow.
But when I look back, I got a karaoke machine for whatever Christmas it was.
Yeah.
and I used to get blank cassettes and do a radio show.
Oh, wow.
7th grade, I wrote an entire paper about like a broadcast, like it was a baseball thing. And I look back and I'm like, did that lead me here?
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like you're led by things like that, right? Because you're talking about the garden, how it has popped up in your life, how you've had this calling to it. Essential oils is another way with the company, right? Like, do you ever feel like there are just like subtle nudges that you don't really know are nudges until you get to the place?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, I even wrote a line in one of my husband's songs, and it's, I wrote, "Let's unbite the apple." I've been fascinated to what happened. In one of my ayahuasca ceremonies 15 years ago, I asked ayahuasca, like, what happened to humanity? Like, it's been like, what happened? You know, because I know at one point we were on there. Yeah, it is. And if we could, and that's the beauty of hindsight, right? It's like, oh, that happened for a reason. That happened for a reason.
Hindsight.
Right. So if you don't want to figure it out in the moment, what you do is just be present with what is and realize that this beautiful puzzle is going to end up in this something at some point. So if I can just be present and be like, this is what's happening. If I'm falling, dive.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
That's it.
Man. And I had to go through a lot of ego. Oh my gosh, I teach, you know, I've got I teach thousands of people, and here I am, I'm going down. What does this look like? Wow. You know, I went through all the ego.
Yeah.
It's like, it's the truth.
Yeah.
Going back to it.
Yeah, for sure. Going back to humanity, the future of it, so on and so forth. I've done things in the past, and this is probably the first time I'm sharing this. For example, during COVID, raised $20,000, fed frontline workers, small businesses, so on and so forth. I built a library in my local community. Like, I've done things to give back. I don't think that they're going to like make the world end hunger or something of that sort, but just trying to do things. I can't sit here and say that I've had the purest of intentions, meaning, and I'm just being honest, I did do it for notoriety to an extent, a little bit of attention, so on and so forth. But at the same time, it did serve a really good purpose. Is that the worst thing in the world?
No, but I don't think it's particularly the right thing either.
Right thing. Okay.
So I would say it's probably like showering. You need to do it. Good hygiene. It makes you feel good, right? Makes others happy. Yeah. But so I think I've understood the differentiation with your question. So thank you. I was shown 10 years ago this vision that I was going to create this game and it was going to elevate humanity. I've spent 10 years studying energy, frequency, vibration. Like, what the heck did I see, right? Yeah. So I think that's the difference, is being open to those visions that God gives us, that we have, and being loyal to those enough to pursue them. Yeah. So yes, those things are great, you know, and you should do it. And you don't have to have the best intention. You could be taking a shower so you look good on a podcast.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Doesn't mean it's bad.
Take the shower. Take the shower.
Just take the shower. It'll be okay. Just do the good thing. You know, that's wonderful. But what I'm talking about is more, you know, I believe that we all either hear, see, most people have had ideas, they've had something, and something gets in our way. Something gets in most people's way. I try to not let those things get in my way as much. I try to just pursue it without attachment. Yeah. Like, okay, God, you showed me this. Let's go, you know. That's what I try to practice.
Yeah, I love that.
God's like, start writing a book from here. I'm like, from here?
Where's the manuscript at?
Yeah.
Is it 100% done?
It's not 100%, but it's good. I've sent the brief off to a couple publishers. So
do we have a publishing date that we're allowed to share?
We don't, and I'm trying to consider if I want to self-publish, but I think it'll be mid next year.
Okay. Yeah. Mid next year.
Yeah. It's called Holy Shit.
Oh, what a great title. What's the subtitle?
There's a few.
It's working. Okay, working subtitle.
It's working. Yeah. But it's basically, the thing is basically one of them is from success to surrender and the sacred mess in between.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. We're going to put it out there. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
That's freaking awesome.
Like I said, I always thought, and see, these are the things that we come up with, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know how the story ends, I don't know how it ends. And it's like, no, you actually don't even know how it begins, sister. It's like that you don't even know nothing.
Yeah.
So why am I trying to do this myself when I could just open up, when I could clear enough so that I can hear, see, feel what is being shown to me. But you can't do that in a crowded space, man.
Yeah.
You can't put anything else in a crowded room.
I love that. Conversations like this, and I just want to express gratitude again because I'm sitting here, chills down my spine. Like, you are showing me, and I say this with full heart of gratitude. You are showing me that there's still so much room for growth personally. And I'm sure there's people out there that feel this way too, because what you just shared, like, you are coming from a place of not having to control. And so many of us out here, including myself, which is why I'm saying it, want to control still. Like, I love that for
Master
you.
level. I got my PhD. Got my PhD in control, trust me.
Yeah.
I just now given up the title.
That's it.
Oh man, it's brutal.
Yeah.
It's brutal to let go of control, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I just went through it. I'm telling you. And I think that's it. I think I had to go through this, like, this is so big, you cannot control this. So what are you going to do?
Yeah.
What are you going to, and I had that choice. And like I said, I either am going to have to live the rest of my life not trusting and believing in God and me continuing on this path, or I'm going to have to just let go and trust.
Yeah.
That was it. There was no other options.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man, I'm telling you, I made a move. It'll be in the book. And my attorneys were like, of our 20 years in this business, we have never seen such a bold move. And I said, I almost threw up. And they said, we almost threw up for you. It's like that level of trust.
Yeah.
Of where I called everyone and was like, it's tomorrow morning when we wake up, it's probably all gone. Because here's what I'm doing. I'm trusting. And everyone was like, okay, let's go. And then it's here. Do you see?
Yeah.
It's
no,
like,
I do.
But I had to be willing.
Yeah. Yeah. You're a great example of that. And I'm just super, super grateful that you're able to share this with us. So
I'm so grateful. I got teary when you were just saying that. Like, it's what I realize now. It used to be, it's like, oh yeah, I've got a podcast. And now I just feel so incredibly honored to have a voice. And
I love tears. So please
so thank you.
Don't hold them back.
Like, I don't take it for granted.
Yeah. You're going to make me cry. I'm so sensitive.
I know where it comes from. It's like, and I know it doesn't have shit to do with me.
Yeah.
And for God to put me in this position. And yesterday I just got put in another, like, mind-blowing position that you can't even make up. And it's just like, wow.
Yeah.
That's the fruit of going in and clearing and cleaning, and that's why you do it. That's why when you're falling, you dive.
Yeah.
And you let go. It's the truth.
I love that. Why do you think God chose you in this capacity?
Because I think I chose him.
That's a perfect answer.
Yeah.
That's a perfect answer. I love that.
I do. Because I know the choice, and it was a literal choice. Are you going to choose me, or are you going to keep on going? What are you going to do?
It's funny because I made a really big move in the beginning of this year, and I have felt a nudge to really deepen my relationship with God that I haven't acted on. And I say that transparently, right?
Yeah.
I went to Catholic school my whole life. I very much so resonate with what you shared about religion, right? Yeah. Like I think it's just, I'm more of a spiritual person. Although like I own a Bible and things of that sort, I do think Catholic churches are beautiful, and they're, you bought a church, didn't you?
I live in
your home is a church. Yeah, I remember that.
How ironic is that?
Yeah. But this conversation, like I've done so many things to prep myself to do that. Download a Bible app so it's on your phone, and it's like you're addicted to your phone, just it's right there in front of you all the time. This conversation's nudging me in that direction. So thank you for that. I'm so grateful.
Thank you. I'm so grateful for it. And that's the thing, you know, as a matter of fact, when I turned down book publishers, they were like, you know, we're going to offer you these hundreds of thousands of dollars to write a book. And my question was, how can it be a living dynamic organism? And they're like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, I don't know. Books just feel so dead. Like, how can it be a living dynamic organism? That was literally my question. Yeah. And they all just sort of brushed me off like, yeah, we don't know. Bye. But what I figured out in diving into the Bible is it is the living word, you know, and I'm not going to sit here and preach and, you know, whatever version you guys want to do. I just know, I've taught metaphysics. I've done 170 something hallucinogenic journeys. I've done 20 years of somatic therapy. I've had therapists tell me, you intimidate me. I'm like, why? And they're like, you've done more therapy than me. So what I'm telling you is I've went for it. Okay. That's the only reason I'm bragging about this, is because I did not do anything halfway, and it didn't work. And here I am.
Yeah.
That's my testimony. It's like, yep.
Yeah.
I promise you, I went for it. Anybody that knows me, call any of my therapists. They're going to be like, all I would hear is, you're the most courageous person I've ever met, because I was seeking so much.
Yeah.
It's like, I need peace. And I remember even asking, like, I have worked on sexual abuse for 25 years. When am I going to be over it?
Yeah.
You know why I wasn't over it? Because I hadn't forgiven. Like, it's like these things are so simple when you look at what's in the Bible.
Yeah.
Forgive 70 times 7, or what is it, 7 times 7 or something, 7 times 70. It's like, what? Why should I forgive? You don't forgive for the other. Anyway, it's just like everything makes sense when it didn't before.
Yeah.
And I did not. I used to look at people when they told me they were Christian, and I would roll my eyes. I would repent for that. I'd be like, oh, Lord, here we go. Oh, boy. Here we go. They're going to start preaching to me.
Yeah.
You know, but what I can tell you is I've tracked the trek.
Yeah.
And this is what I found.
Yeah.
That the only thing worth filling yourself full of is the Holy Spirit. And I believe that's our God-given essence. You can find it in the Bible. You can find it in communing in nature. You can find a million different things.
Yeah.
But I think that's the only thing worth filling yourself full of.
I love that.
Period.
Suzy, I'm going to ask you 3 more questions. Okay. I could continue this for like the rest of the day, but I'm sure you have stuff to do. This is a hypothetical. This was actually asked on the show to me, which was, it just totally took me by surprise. But if I knew what Suzy knows, how would my life be different?
Oh, boy. It would be radically different.
Talk to me.
Radically. You'd do what I did this morning. You'd get up and spend the first 2 hours in prayer.
2 hours in prayer?
At least an hour every morning, yeah. Usually 2.
What does that look like? Are you like floating in a meditative pose? Is it just like you're walking around your home and praying? Like, are you just sitting there in silence?
Well, the first prayer that I do is a prayer for my soul to take a side seat and for me to be in my spirit. That's it. Because, you know, I've even had some people that are like Christian, you know, coaches be like, you have the most advanced soul we've seen.
Wow.
I've worked 30 years on my soul, man. I'm telling you, every angle possible. Yeah. Got that muscle down. So it's strong. So I have to sit down, girl. That's the first thing I do. Yeah. You get over there. The one that thinks they can do everything and has a lot of thoughts and feelings and emotions, like, settle down, sister. I do that, and then I pray. And my prayers aren't any prescribed prayer. It's mostly show me what I need to be shown. If there's an area where I've been off, please, sin, whatever you call it, it's just where I'm out of alignment. Please identify that so I can get back into alignment. And show me what I need to say today. What do I need to do? And then once I pray that, I open my Bible randomly, and it is always so, like, I screenshot it to people like, you cannot make this up. It's like that level of...
You just land on a page and it's like, this is what I needed.
This is it.
Yeah.
And then I just read it and just pray about it and just be in reverence and thank you.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's so beautiful. Seriously.
It's just, I did transcendental meditation for 18 years. And the difference is that is about emptying yourself. My practice now is about filling myself.
I knew you were going for that. I knew
exactly. I've been empty.
Yeah.
I don't be empty anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's empty on all levels is my experience. You know, it's like,
so
powerful. Fill me, Lord, fill me. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, hey, firstly, before I ask this last question, obviously.
You said you had 2 more.
I have 1 more.
Okay. Well,
but this is the second
one. That's perfect.
This works. I want to direct people to where they can keep up with you. Obviously, socials, websites, all of that stuff will be in the show notes. Anything that we should keep people up with? Any courses, any programs? Obviously, we talked about the book a little bit, but we don't have a date. Just be mindful of that, people out there. It's coming.
Yeah.
Anything else that we should guide people to?
No, my website's outdated.
Okay.
You can follow me a little bit. I'm still a little bit on social. I will be making a bigger presence in the world.
Okay.
Probably next year. So just stay tuned.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I have a lot to say. My maiden name is Barker.
Okay.
You know what a Barker does? They stand outside a circus. And so I've got a big mouth, a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
But I appreciate and I've wondered, like, how am I going to talk about this in the world?
Yeah. You're doing it.
I am doing it. Yeah. Thank you. Or it's happening.
Yeah.
So that's it. Just, you can DM me. I check my own Instagram.
Yeah.
I love conversations. So let me know how I can help, how I can aid you on your journey. And I do have a course called Alive OS. I am rewriting it.
Okay.
It's being rewritten for business. We're going to be taking it into major businesses. And I still believe in that. It's abundance lives in vibrational energy. That's what Alive stands for.
I love that. That's so
true.
Cool.
What I love about the truth is it's true on all levels. Do you know what I'm saying? Nothing that I learned in metaphysics is not true.
Yeah.
It's just from what source was I gaining that truth.
That's powerful.
It all still is true.
Yeah.
Abundance is vibrational energy. It's alignment. What am I aligned to, though?
Yeah. I love that.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's easy.
We're going to make sure that we have all of that stuff in the show notes, websites, programs, all of the good stuff. Last question for you. Otherwise, I could keep you here the rest of the day, and I don't want to keep you from doing what you got to do. But Suzy makes it to whatever year she wants to make it to. Business does what you want it to do or what God needs it to do, all of that good stuff. Philanthropic, giving back to humanity. But there comes a day where we all have to leave this earth, right? I think of Suzy. What is the piece of advice you want me, not just me, but the people watching this as well, what is the piece of advice you want us to remember you for?
Just the first thing that popped in, I'm just going to go with it, and it sounds kind of silly. I was thinking, God, that'd be really fun on my tombstone, is just go for it. Because I've done that on every level, whether it's ayahuasca, okay, great, I'm going to do it 100 times, not once, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's, even in going down, go for it, right? Just wherever you're at, just do it.
Just go for it.
Just go for it, man.
Yeah. I love that.
Because it all works out at the end of the day, And I know that sounds kind of silly, just go for it, but that's true. That's what I would say. Just go for it, man.
Just go for it.
Just go for it.
Yeah.
Who cares? You want to start a podcast? Start it.
Yeah.
Who cares if it works or not?
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, oh, I'm afraid. Afraid of what? It's going to fail. It could. Okay.
Just do it. I love
do
that.
it.
Suzy, seriously, thank you so much for this.
Beauty of Nike, right? Was that Nike or Reebok?
Just do it as Nike.
Just Nike. One of those.
Just go for it.
They were giving us, exactly. They were giving us this the whole time.
Yeah. Seriously, though, thank you so much for this. Like I said, I really could keep this going for the rest of eternity because I'm just learning so much.
Thank you for waiting.
7 years.
7's my favorite number.
As is mine.
What? See?
I'm born on the 7th.
I'm born on 7/17.
I'm born on 10/7. So not as cool as 7/17.
Well,
but
I don't know. 10/7's good.
10/7 is good. 10/7 is good. I've always.
It's an 8.
Number 7 is. That's my number. But
okay, well, see, it was divine. It was meant to be.
Yeah, but seriously, thank you for this. Super grateful. For everyone tuning in, again, just websites, socials, programs for Suzy. Keep up with her. All of that is in the show notes for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Such an honor.